everyone, we are the Group 7 and I am Emma Rose Tilas Piñas, and for tonight, we will be talking about the 20th century mathematics. Okay, for the time frame, it's on January 1, 1901 to December 31, 2000. And their nature of mathematics, the 20th century continued the trend of the 19th toward increasing generalization and abstraction in mathematics, in which the notion of axioms as self-evident truths was largely discarded in favor of an emphasis on such logical concepts as consistency and completeness. Ang nature sa ilahang mathematics kay may describe as abstract o practical. Ni-evolve siya para matubag ang mga panginhanglan sa science, technology, or even sa society. Mas nahapsay or ni-formal ang mathematics nga field. Nakatabang sad siya para ma-advance ang physics, computer science, engineering, economics, o biology. In short, ang mathematics sa 20th century is komplikado siya or gamit tayo. Dili lang siya about sa theory, kundi nagamit siya in real life. Samaan ng pag-solve sa mga real-world problems and etc. Okay, so let's now have the prominent peoples in the 20th century to be discussed by Miss Abigail Allison and Michaela Tarno.
So let's tackle about the prominent people of the 20th century. First, we have Srinivasa Ramanujan Iyengar. He is an Indian mathematician, one of the greatest mathematical genius, made substantial contribution in the areas of mathematical analysis, number theory, infinite series, and continued fractions. Lastly, independently compiled nearly 3,900 results during his short lifetime. So, Srinivasa Ramanujan is iyang gi-reshape ang 20th century mathematics gamit ang iyang mga contribution sa iyang time, which gi-recognize as one of the history's greatest mathematician sa ilahang country. Also, gitawag siya og greatest mathematical genius kay wala siya mga formal training sa pag-take sa mathematics. Ang iyang mostly discoveries kay gamit lang ang iyang intuition, which na-prove nga kanang sakto tanan ang iyang discoveries. Next, we have Godfrey Harold Hardy. He credited with reforming British mathematics in the early 20th century. Also introduced into Britain a new tradition of pure mathematics. So, si Godfrey Harold Hardy, he was a English pure mathematician niya. Ang work is mainly mathematical analysis and number theory. And around 1914, nahimo siyang mentor ni Srinivasa Ramanujan and they became collaborators, which is ang taxicab numbers. Ang taxicab number is defined as the smallest integer that can be expressed as sum of two positive integers cubes in more than one way. So, mo ni ang collaboration with Srinivasa and Harold Hardy. So, naay famous nga taxicab number nga gikan ni Srinivasa Ramanujan, which is ang 1729. So, para makuha na nimo nga number is need nimo i-multiply and i-add para makuha ang specific na number. So, para makuha ang 1729, mao na siya ang specific na number. So, para makuha na siya is need nimo number nga mo multiply and ma-add nga ang answer is mao ang 1729. So, first is ang 1 cube plus 12 cube. So, 1 times 1 times 1 is equals to 1. 12 times 12 times 12 is equals to 1,728. So, ang 1,728 plus 1 mao na siya is equals to 1,729, which is nakuha nimo ang specific number nga imong gipangita. So, aside sa 1 cube plus 12 cube, naasad ang 9 cube plus 10 cube. So, 9 times 9 times 9 is equals to 729. Then, 10 times 10 times 10 is equals to 1,000. So, ang 1,000 ug ang 729 kay imo i-add. So, ang equals is 1729, which is nakuha gihapon nimo. So, aside sa gamitan nimo og sum of 2 cubes, pwede po nimo siya gamitan og the product of 3 prime. Para makuha ang 1729 is mangita gihapon kag i-multiply nga tulo ka buok numbers nga mo equals sa 1729. So, diri is na ay 7 times 13 times 29. If imo na siya i-multiply is, ang answer nga mo gawas is 1729, which is nakuha gihapon nimo ang specific number nga gihatag. Next, we have David Hilbert. He is a German mathematician. He invented or developed a broad range of fundamental ideas, defended George Cantor's set theory and transfinite number. Also, he set out what he saw as the 23 greatest unsolved mathematical problems of the day. So, David Hilbert, he is a German mathematician and philosopher of mathematics and one of the influential mathematicians sa iyang time. Siya is na siya yung mga gipang-invent o gipang-develop nga mga broad range of fundamental ideas, including ang invariant theory, the calculus variation, commutative algebra, and algebraic number theory. Also, iyang gi-adapt and gi-defend ang George Cantor's set theory o ang transfinite numbers. So next, we have Wolfgang Haken. He is a mathematician who specialized in topology. Solved the four-color theorem together with Kenneth Appel. Lastly, key contribution to algorithmic topology is an algorithm to detect if a knot is unknotted. So, si Wolfgang Haken, iyang gi-specialize ang topology. Ang topology mo siya ang studies of properties of spaces that are invariant under any continuous deformation or gitawag og kanang rubber sheet geometry. And naapod siya gisolve nga gitawag og four-color theorem nga kauban si Kenneth Appel. And lastly, nasa key contribution to algorithmic topology. Ang algorithmic topology is a subfield of topology with an overlap with our areas of computer science, in particular of computational geometry and computational complexity theory.
Kenneth Appel. In 1976, with Wolfgang Haken, he solved one of the most famous problems in mathematics, the four-color theorem. So he is an American mathematician who, along with Wolfgang Haken, made significant contribution to the field of mathematics by proving the four-color theorem in 1976. So what is the four-color theorem? Haken and Appel proved that any two-dimensional map with certain limitations can be filled in with four colors without any adjacent countries sharing the same color. So this theorem states that any map can be colored with no more than four colors in such a way that no two adjacent regions share the same color. So bisag unsa kuno nga 2D map or two-dimensional map, makuluran nato siya og only four colors nga walay tapad nga region ang magka-same og color. So ang magkatapad nga region or ang adjacent region or countries kay different jud ilang colors sa usag usa. Additionally, this is also the first major theorem nga na-proved using a computer. Appel and Haken's solution required some 1,200 hours of computer time to examine around 1,500 configurations. This theorem was first proposed in 1852 by Francis Guthrie, a student of Augustus D. Morgan. So next is Sir Andrew John Wiles. He is a British research mathematician at Princeton University, specialized for number theory. He is most famous for proving Fermat's last theorem. In 1994, Andrew Wiles solved a mystery that had stumped mathematicians for 357 years, and that is Fermat's last theorem. Imagine na 357 years na ni siya nga problem, and si Sir Andrew John Wiles maoy nakaprove ani nga theorem, which is ang Fermat's last theorem. In number theory, Fermat's last theorem states that no three positive integers a, b, and c satisfy the equation a to the n plus b to the n is equal to c to the n for any integer value of n greater than 2. The cases n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2 have been known since antiquity to have infinitely many solutions. If familiar mo sa Pythagorean theorem, which says that a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, then naapoy Fermat's last theorem, and it says that there is no whole number solution to the problem of a to the n plus b to the n is equal to c to the n if n is greater than or equal to 3. So in other words, kani nga equation only works when ang n is an integer of 2 or less, meaning ang n can only be 1 or 2. For example, 3 to the power of 3 plus 4 to the power of 3 is equal to 91, which is ang 91 is not a cube of any whole number. So bata pa lang si Wiles is na-develop na jud iyang fascination sa kaning theorem up until pagdako niya. He worked for 7 years in secret just to prove this theorem. It was an achievement Wiles had set his sights on early in life and pursued doggedly for many years. In reality, though, it was a joint effort of several steps involving many mathematicians over several years, like Shigeru Shimura, Yutaka Taniyama, Gerhard Frey, John Pierre and Ken Ribet, with Wiles providing the links and the final synthesis, and specifically the final proof of the Taniyama-Shimura conjecture for semi-stable elliptic curves. So ang dako kayo gihap ani nga to prove this theorem kay ang Taniyama-Shimura conjecture for semi-stable elliptic curves. So mo ni ilang gi-use, mo ni ilang basihan to prove this theorem. The proof itself is over 100 pages long. So if ganahan mo guys nga og kanang more info about ani nga last theorem ni Fermat is kanang you can search it up sa YouTube kay daghan mo ma-learn adto jud. Moreover, let's continue to the next prominent people, and that is Paul Cohen. Paul Cohen was one of a new generation of American mathematicians inspired by the influx of European exiles over the war years. He also proved the continuum hypothesis of Cantor. So, kanang Paul Cohen is an example of a second-generation Jewish immigrant who followed the American dream to fame and success. He proved that Cantor's continuum hypothesis about the possible sizes of infinite sets could be both true and not true. So, what is continuum hypothesis? In mathematics, specifically set theory, the continuum hypothesis, abbreviated CH, is a hypothesis about the possible sizes of infinite sets. It states there is no set whose cardinality is strictly between that of the integers and the real numbers. So it deals with the concept of infinity, specifically the sizes of infinite sets. So brief history about this continuum hypothesis. Si George Cantor, a 19th century mathematician, pioneered the study of infinite sets. He realized nga dili tanan infinite kay equal. For example, the set of natural numbers 1, 2, 3, and so on, and the set of even numbers are both infinite, but they can be paired up 1 to 1, meaning they have the same size or cardinality. Ang cardinality, it is the number of elements in a set or other grouping. Kani nga type sa infinity is called countable infinity. And ang uncountable infinity is often referred to as the continuum. So let's go over the continuum hypothesis. The continuum hypothesis asks, is there an infinite set larger than the set of natural numbers but smaller than the set of real numbers? In simple terms, is there an intermediate size of infinity between the countable and the uncountable? So, para mas masabtan ninyo, nako example. Example, nakay duha ka boxes. Ang box A kay ka-contain siya og countable number of balls, meaning maihap nimo siya one by one even if it takes forever. While box B contains uncountable number of balls, dili nimo siya maihap one by one no matter how long you try. The continuum hypothesis asks, is there a box C that contains more balls than box A but fewer balls than box B? Ang standard rules of mathematics are not enough to prove or disprove the existence of box C. This means we can imagine nga naay mathematical world where ang box C kaga-exist and another where it doesn't, both without breaking the rules of mathematics. So sa katong pag-prove ni Paul Cohen, ningon man siya no nga ang Cantor's continuum hypothesis, iyahang kuan niya is about the possible sizes of infinite sets could be both true and not true. So pareha siya to sa box C. Ang box C pwede siya true, pwede pod siya dili tinuod. So now let's move on to the last prominent people of 20th century. He is Kurt Gödel. He is an Austrian-American mathematician and philosopher, most famous for his groundbreaking two incompleteness theorems. These theorems, published in 1931, shook the foundations of mathematics, namely the first incompleteness theorem and the second incompleteness theorem. Ang first incompleteness theorem states that in any formal system that is consistent and powerful enough to express basic arithmetic, there will always be statements that are true but unprovable within that system. So, sa formal system nga consistent niya, kanang powerful enough nga maka-express siya og basic arithmetic, naa jud siya mga statement nga kanang tinuod but kanang tinuod siya even though unprovable. So bisan pag wala siya proof or dili nimo siya ma-prove, true gihapon siya. So on the other hand, ang second incompleteness theorem states that no consistent formal system within which a certain amount of arithmetic can be carried out can prove its own consistency. So walay consistent formal system ang maka-prove sa iyang own consistency. And that's the 8 prominent people of 20th century and their contributions. And now, Miss Las Piñas will tackle about the contribution of 20th century mathematics to people's life and to the development of mathematics.
Okay, so we have now the contributions to people's life and to the development of mathematics. One of the most important innovations of interdisciplinary sciences is the electronic programmable computer. Published mathematical journals continue to increase in number and content. There are hundreds of specialized areas in mathematics in the mathematics subjects. Classification was dozens of pages long. Proved the Fermat's last theorem, four-color theorem, and continuum hypothesis. Ang 20th century mathematics kay dako og na-contribute sa mathematics, which is daghan ang naka-benefit. Ang kanang mga computers, cryptographies, mga statistics, or mga mathematical modelings kay nakatabang na sila sa pag-advance sa technology, security, ug even sa pag-make og decisions. So ang mathematics kay mao na siya ang artificial intelligence nga gapadayon sa pagpabag-o sa kalibutan. I hope nasabtan na lang about sa 20th century mathematics, and that is all. Thank you.